Based on the analysis of the first reviews, the RTX 4070 Ti was called a good, but expensive choice for games in WQHD. Nvidia recently released the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti. The video card was delayed because it was supposed to be released last year under the name RTX 4080 12GB, but they decided to cancel the model, or rather, rename it RTX 4070 Ti. The released basic version of the RTX 4080 faced criticism. The recommended price, RRC, of $1,199 USD, was considered by some to be quite high, although the model turned out to be more productive than the RTX 3090 Ti, worth $1,999 USD with lower power consumption and heat dissipation. Perhaps the criticism worked. Nvidia lowered the RTX 4070 Ti RRC to $799 USD, while stating that the model can be up to several times faster than the RTX 3090 Ti due to support for DLSS 3 with frame generation. As a result, RTX 4070 Ti is positioned, the resource found out threadcenter.org, by analyzing the release reviews. The original material contains a large-scale comparison of video cards according to different criteria. Let's try to highlight only the main points. Can the RTX 4070 Ti compete with the RTX 3090 Ti without the new frame generation technology? Can. In pure rasterization at a resolution of 1440p and without ray tracing, RT, the novelty is not inferior to the flagship of the previous generation, and when RT is turned on, it is slightly worse, yielding less than 1%. In 1080p resolution, the new model is even faster, without RT by 3.5%, with RT by 1.8%. Probably, this is also affected by the larger amount of data that gets into the cache. In 4K resolution, the RTX 4070 Ti lags behind the RTX 3090 Ti, without RT by 7.1%, with RT by 5.8%. In the new generation, working with ray tracing is better. If you compare the RTX 4070 Ti and RTX 3080 10GB, the recommended cost of which is $699 USD, then for an additional $100 USD we get a performance increase of up to 28.5% in the new generation when RT is enabled. Interestingly, the RTX 4080 is just as faster than the RTX 4070 Ti with a much larger price difference. In traditional rasterization, the RTX 4070 Ti failed to beat the AMD Radeon RX 7900 XT. The AMD model is on average 11% faster in 4K, but when RT is enabled, the opposite is true. The RX 7900 XT lags by 15%. In terms of performance per watt, the RTX 4070 Ti is equal to the RX 7900 XTX and 4% better than the RX 7900 XT, significantly higher than most of the previous generation mid-high-end models, but lower than the RTX 4080 and 4090 flagships. Only the RTX 3070 stands out, and it is 5% better in this indicator. In terms of performance and cost, calculations show the advantage of the RTX 4070 Ti and RX 7900 XT in 15% relative to the higher solution in the line of each manufacturer and up to about 33% relative to the RTX 4090. Specialists of the resource consider games in WQHD resolution to be the target application of RTX 4070 Ti. They positively note the power consumption and size of the video card, but they believe that the memory capacity of 12 GB is not ideal for long-term prospects. The price did not suit the specialists, despite the fact that everything looks pretty good according to calculations. ThreadCenter believes that the increase in performance to the price between generations should be higher, and the optimal cost of the RTX 4070 Ti is about $599 US. It can be argued that the cost of a product also depends on the cost of various software developments, but the appearance of DLSS 3 cannot be completely ignored. In the future, other improvements may be introduced. For example, there was a rumor about the use of optimizations in iDrivers that increase performance by up to 30%.